Alright, check out these aluminum slot wheels. Classic, timeless, bad motherfuckers. These are 15 by 8.5 ANSEN slots. I believe the date is about 1970 on them. So they're 55-year-old pair of wheels. And I have these FENTON gyros here. They're about the same. They're 70, 71. I think they came out in 69. But they're a good match. These are 15 3s or 15 3.5. No. 15 3.5. And some rare units there. 15 3.5 aluminum slots. Hard to come by. And they're fucking expensive when you do. Back in the day when slots were about the most popular wheel going, like back in the 70s, most people were, whatever the fucking stock size wheels on the car were, if they were 15 by 7 or 15 by 6 or 14 by 6, most you normies would just put the stock size wheels on. So they made fucking millions of 15 by 7 and 14 by 6 aluminum slot rims. But they didn't sell very many 15 by 3.5s. Because most normies they would think that would be too skinny for normal use for some reason. Which I've been driving fucking cars, daily drivers with 3 or 4 inch rims on the front since I've been driving, so I've been driving for damn near half a fucking century. So I ain't never had a wreck because my front wheels were too skinny. Then you got your fatties for the back. These are drilled for rim screws. I ain't put them in yet, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. But I just got them mounted up. Got these slicks mounted on these wheels. Those are 28 10.5 by 15. Mickey Thompson. ET drags. Damn it. On a 15 by 8.5 wheel, they pretty good fit. They have about 10 pounds of air pressure in them, which on the car probably use even less, depending on how they lay out. You want to get the full contact patch, you want all the rubber on the road, so you air them down till the whole fucking tire's touching the pavement. If you just got the center, like fucking just got this touching the ground, then that's all the fucking contact patch you got. So if you got them over inflated, you're not utilizing the whole tire. So you air them down till they flatten out. slicks, you have a little hole and no tread to tell how wore out they are. So you have little fucking, where that motherfucker at? There it is. You have holes, and when them holes are gone, that's when that's pretty much your tread. So when the holes are gone, the tires are gone. Down to the shit at that point. Fucking slicks ain't cheap. I'll probably put these on my Cutlass when I run it. I'll take it to the track. I'll bolt up these slots on it. And then run the center lines on the street with street tires. DOT approved. Which these ain't legal for street use. Which back in the day though, I'd fucking drag cars to the track, open headers, slicks already mounted up, fucking car not even have a license plate, drive it to the fucking track, which I used to live like 15 minutes from a drag strip, so, but knock on fucking wood, I never got pulled over or hemmed up for the shit. I used to take drag cars out, like trying to save weight and take all the headlights and tail lights and just put like a sheet aluminum block off where the headlights used to be, so there'd be no fucking lights, but be late at night and get a new engine in the race car and need to go test it, so it'd have a big spotlight with clamps on it, like for the juice, and have a buddy, and be one seat in the fucking car, have a buddy hanging on to the roll cage, sitting on the floor with the spotlight pointed out the windshield. That'd be the only lights. Be 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd all to be fucking drunker than hell and inebriated on 9 kinds of shit. Take old drag car out on the street and fucking give it a test. See how that new engine running. And some of these cars hadn't been licensed in decades and shit. Hell, my Cutlass ain't been licensed in about 23 years. Camaro ain't been licensed in over 10. But hell, I've had cars that were not licensed since early fucking 70s. When I was younger, I was a lot bolder. I'd fucking throw hot rods together, and it's like I bought this 69 Olds 442 back in the day. The original owner, he went off to Vietnam and managed to survive and got his money, come back in 68, fall of 68, and he bought him a brand new 69 442 Olds. And back in the day, people would swap engines in brand new cars and shit. So sometime around 1970, he put a 455 out of a Tornado into it. And then he went back to Vietnam in 71, and he didn't come back. So the car sat at his parents' house untouched for years. That's where he left it. And I've seen it for years, and I tried to buy it, and they wouldn't fucking sell it for nothing. So the old man, eventually years went by, and the old man died, and the old lady was moving into a rest home. So I ended up buying the car for $500. This was in the late 90s or so, mid 90s. But it hadn't been licensed since like 1970. Car been sitting there since 71. I fucking drug it out of there, took it to the shop, proceeded to pull the engine out of it. Actually, I got the fucking thing running where it sat, except it had no lights. The exhaust was rusted off of it and shit. But it was modified. It already had cam, headers, intake, big Holly and shit already on it. But the fucking exhaust was rotted off of it, so it was loud as hell. Tires were dry rotted, fucking no brakes, no paperwork, no insurance, no tags, no lights, no nothing. Had one headlight, and that was it. No brake lights, nothing. And I finally got that fucker running, put a carburetor on it and shit. I had a gas can inside the car with a long hose feeding it, but had about a 20-mile drive to making this fucker, and it was nighttime, and I had to go through a city and shit like that. And I did get pulled over, but it was a state trooper, and he actually turned out to be cool, and he liked the car, and he found the shit amusing. So somehow I told him I just bought the fucking car, and I was trying to get it to my shop to fix all the shit wrong with it. And I was just trying to get it there, and he let me go. So I took it on to the shop and pulled it in, started taking the fucker apart. And it was a 30-day wonder. Pulled it in, about a month later I pulled it out, and it was it run about a 1080 in the quarter, about 125. I built it in 30 days, but it still had the original oxidized gold paint job on it and shit. I mainly went through the drivetrain, rebuilt the engine and shit, and put another transmission, rear end and shit in it, and suspension goodies, and wheels and tires, of course. But it was a bad motherfucker. I still didn't have no paperwork or nothing, no license plates, none of that shit, no insurance. I just got the car put together and running as a badass fucking race car, and I had to drive it, so took it down the road, illegal as fucking hell. Had a buddy with me. We went and pulled through the Wendy's drive-through, got some shit to eat. I've been creeping it around because it was pretty obnoxious and it was illegal as hell, so I was trying not to draw too much attention. But I used to get fucked up a lot when I was young, and I was pretty fucked up at that moment. And my buddy said, "Fire this motherfucker up, see what it'll do." And I couldn't help myself, so I let all hell break. I pulled out of there got it straight in the street and dropped the hammer on that motherfucker. It did about a 1,500 foot smoky fucking sideways burnout. It run like 12 city fucking blocks, or 12 stop signs and 12 blocks. And that fucker, It'd wake the dead. It was so goddamn loud. Next thing I know, there's fucking 20 cop cars coming from every direction, hemming me up. Had a fucking ounce of reefer in the glove compartment, and that was it. No paperwork, no nothing. No insurance, just a bag of herb. And I was fucked up. And I just got through doing a 12-block smoky burnout in the middle of a major city I used to live in. But I knew I was going to jail, so shit was illegal back then. They'd put you in jail over it back in the day. But times have changed, but back then they'd still put your ass in jail for it. So they get me out of the car, and they're all being piggish and shit, and throw me in the back of a cop car. They throw my buddy in the back of another cop car. And then a cop pulls up in a Mustang. And it turns out he's the head honcho. He's got him a Mustang patrol car. They're pretty fast. He's a pursuit special. But he said he wanted to see the car. When I talked to him, he heard the call on the radio. He wanted to see the fucking car. So next thing I know, he let me out of the cop car, uncuffing me and shit. And I've got fucking 10 cops. I got the hood up on my car. I got 10 cops standing there with mag lights shining on my engine, saying, "God damn, did you build that? How much horsepower has it got?" And they all forgot they were cops and just turned into fucking gearheads. It got turned into a big conversation about engines and shit, and they didn't even fucking search the car. Didn't even come to mind. They were just enamored with the fucking hot rod. And then they asked me why it didn't have no license plates and shit on it. And I was like, fuck, man. I just put it together, and I was just testing to see how I was going to run, and I was going to go get it all legal tomorrow. But I just got it running tonight. Had to test it. So somehow they believe me, even though I've been driving it for a couple of weeks at that point. But they let me fucking go. Told me to get it legal and don't be driving like that. Hell, the fucking sergeant told me, he understands. He had a 68 Mustang at home he was building, and he totally understands. He said, just don't do it in town. He said, you gotta do it, go out in the country. So he was an enthusiast. But ended up, got back in the car, and all the cops drove off and shit, and my buddies in there. We're both kind of fucking stupefied, and I'm like, did that just really happen? I couldn't believe I wasn't hemmed up going to fucking jail. So I crept it out of there and took it home and put it away for the night. But I terrorized the streets in that fucking car. It was a 69 Olds 442 Champion Gold, 2 black stripes, centerline wheels, nasty ass 455 Olds engine in it. Motherfucker would run. Good times. I've always liked these old slots. I had a 67 Firebird for years. And I run some slots. I had 15.3s and 15.10s on it, which I had probably 20 different sets of fucking wheels and tires on that car during the time I owned it. But at one time it had the front runner slot. Actually, it had them fucking slots right there on it, on the front. Now I got a set of 15x10s tucked away. had on the back. But it looked fucking mean as hell. I've always liked these slot wheels. When I was a youth back in the 70s, I was into electric racetracks and shit. You had your Auroras, you had your Tycos, which those were the best ones. The AFX Aurora racetrack sets were the best. The cars were the most detailed and shit. The Tycos were pretty good, but I like the AFX sets myself. That's mainly what I had. But the Aurora, the AFX electric racetrack cars, they had aluminum slot wheels on them. I always thought that was cool as shit. So, when I was a kid, I liked them then, and after I got older, I fucking bought real ones and put them on my real cars, and I've been a fan ever since. But back in the 70s, when I was a youngster, I'd go to the drag strip and see fucking slots everywhere, like these. Now they're kind of rare. I mean, the typical normie sizes you can find pretty common, but try to find a pair of 15x3.5 Fenton gyros, and good luck. And if you do, I've seen a set of 15x3.5 gyros and 1510s, and then they had Firestone front runners and Firestone slicks on them. I think they wanted like $4,000 for the set. And they were on fucking, I forgot who it was. It was a pro stock car in the 70s. Like Don Carlton or somebody. But they were Fenton gyros. But they come off of a known pro stocker. And $4,000 what they wanted from fucking things. They were Mopar pattern. The Mopar bolt pattern, they typically sell for less than the Chevy bolt pattern. For some reason I've noticed the Chevy bolt pattern always cost, that's your highest ones. The funkier the bolt pattern, the less money you can get out of them. Like if you got the early Chrysler 5-on-4 pattern, ain't too many people can use them, so you're gonna have a hard time selling them fuckers. But a 5-on a GM 4 3/4 on 5 pattern. There's a shitload of people using that bolt pattern, so they sell easy, and you can get top dollar out of them. Which I'll never sell these fuckers. I ain't fucking worried about it. This ain't how I fucking make my money. This is just what I spend my money on. I don't buy shit to sell it. I buy it to enjoy it myself. And I'd rather have these than the money they're worth. I'll fucking pay the money. I'll gladly exchange some green paper for shit like this. This money ain't really shit. You wipe your ass on it, but you can't bolt it on your fucking car and look this cool. The old fucking aluminum slot wheels. Gotta love them. These are ANSEN Sprints. Made in Gardenia, California. They're drilled strictly GM. They're not Unilug. These been on drag cars their entire life, so they're not all beat to shit. They're actually real good condition. They've been preserved. I could polish these fuckers up and make them look like chrome if I wanted to put the effort into it. But when you do that, and they look fucking good, but it don't take long and they turn back into this, so I used to polish them and shit, but a fucking month or two later, they're back to what they were. So, fuck it. Just let them fucking be the color they are. Looks fine to me. But those will fit a fucking G-body pretty good. They'll also fit my Camaro. So, they both have street meets on them because I am gonna, they are street strip cars, so to speak. But when I do, here's a couple of tracks around here. And when I do take them to the track, I'll bolt these slicks and shit on them. Probably bolt the front runner gyros on just for effect. They're pretty light too. They're lighter than you would think. To be as old as they are, they don't weigh much. .28, 10, 50, 15, that's about the biggest slick on most GM hot rod type shit without tubbing them out. That's about as fat as you can go on most shit. It's like a G-bodies. If you want to get any more meat than that under them, you're going to have to start cutting. But there's fucking cars out there running below 7s in the quarter on 10-inch fucking slicks, so if your car works, if your suspension works and shit, they'll fucking hook up and they'll work. Which a Cutlass with the small block in it, more likely it'll be about mid-10s. It might get low 10s. And then the Camaro, the small block in it, it should be similar numbers. But I got big blocks under construction for both of them. And then I want the Cutlass to run at least a 950 or less at 145 to 150 miles per hour. And the Camaro, it's gonna be a wild card. I don't know how I want to do it yet, but I would like to get it in the 8s anyway, and still be able to go down the street and go to a cruise night or something. But good old big block Chevys, you can do that. Lightweight cars. But there's my aluminum slot rolling stock. Thought somebody might appreciate them. There they are.